live. We're getting ready for Title Tuesday. Let me fix a couple things here with the setup. Or this should be good, actually. No. Next round will start shortly. Just make a new thing. Whoops. What I want here are the clocks. Right? There we go. This we don't really need. This one we'll fix as well. Boom. Next round should start any minute. I late joined this. Oh wait, I don't need this over here. Just drag it out the way. Okay. Here. There we go, yeah. Okay, that looks good to me. Chat box. Yeah, next round of Title Tuesday should start pretty imminently. Whoops. I late joined it. I just missed the first round, like, by, like, seconds. Let's pop out chat. Great. What's up, Sarab? Okay, we're in. We're playing a CM from Iceland. Let's go. That was Iceland. E4, E5. Bush Gas Gambit. Let's go. Take my pawn, please. Let's go. Bush Gas Gambit accepted in our first round of Title Tuesday. Gambit glasses on, baby. Knight D3, a spicy and rare move. Most common by far is knight takes C6. After which we go D takes. I'll talk about this a lot after. Knight D3, it's an odd square for the knight, but you saw it was attack my bishop. We're going to attack this pawn here. Bishop F3, only real way to defend it. And now let's sacrifice another pawn. As you can tell, this is a little bit of preparation. We are 2 pawns down. But this knight is very awkwardly placed, and this knight is very well placed. My opponent's playing as fast as me. Not sure I'd recommend it. H3, I guess they don't want me to take and go bishop G4. What I'm going to do now is probably bishop F5. So this is a lot of pressure here. Ah, wait, no, they just got their queen trapped. What are they doing? Why are they moving so fast? They just got their queen completely trapped. Damn. I kind of wanted to demonstrate a nicer win than that. What? That was the quickest win of all time. In the first round of Title Tuesday. What? Okay, let's talk about this line. What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on? How did that happen? We just won. We just won. That's what happened. Okay, let's have a look here. So, knight to F3, play your bishop C5. That's what shrank my accuracy score here. We got a double question mark on move 2, but the fastest win of all time. The fastest win of all time. Okay, can you still hear me? So, they took our pawn, knight C6, right? So we're hitting this knight. Let me talk about knight to f3, knight takes c6 after. Let's look at the game, but I want to talk about the main options after. My opponent goes here knight d3, which is an interesting move. You see it sometimes. So it hits my bishop coming back to b6. Now, the benefit of knight d3 as opposed to like knight to f3, which is a more standard square for the knight, is that it does have a tempo, right? So it attacks my bishop. I can't just do whatever I want. It does have a tempo, and so white is going to get castled here pretty quickly. With bishop e2, I attack this pawn here. They could try e5. They could, but then I jump into e4, and again, it's hard to attack. You can't play d3. I'm not really attack, like, it's such a weird square. F3 is also not an option, because I will take on g3 next. So knight c3, I mean, I've had this position a number of times. Castles, rook e8, attacking here. And again, you can't defend the pawn with a standard move. f3 also not on the table. So bishop f3 was the only option there. And now with d5, we're going to give another pawn. So they take it, and knight to d4. This is interesting, because we're 2 pawns down. But I kind of like this position a lot. Like, for example, my opponent plays this one move h3, which didn't make a ton of sense. Now after bishop to f5, right, the knight can't move, as we established in the game. For example, let's say they play something like b3, trying to get the bishop out somehow. What I'm going to do is probably take this knight, force this really awkward c takes d3 capture, right? So this knight will stay here forever. No pawn will ever attack it. And now I have this really nice maneuvery, knight to d7, right? So let's say they continue with their stuff. Now I come here, knight e5. And I'm pressuring this bishop. I'm going to attacking it 2 times. So like pawn takes f3 would be forced. So like let's say it moves. Now I can jump out something like, okay, engine likes this move, knight g6. I mean, I was just thinking something pretty standard like queen to h4. Rook's going to come around. Knight's going to come, you know, like knight g6, knight f4. I have all these threats suddenly pouring into the king side, which I really wanted to demonstrate. That would have been like a lot of fun to play. Whereas white's 2 pawns up, but like their 2 pawns are like here, and you're like their pieces suck and mine are great. So it's actually a really interesting twist on the gambit here. We're using our initiative for kind of a really novel sort of setup. And you'll note in this position, like, white didn't even have like a standard option like rook to e1, because after something like knight takes f3, they're gonna have to go g takes f3 here, because their problem is queen takes f3. And they're not gonna have this rook defended enough. The rooks aren't coordinated. Their bishop is jammed in by the pawns that can't move out the way. After bishop takes d3, now there's no defender of the rook. If you take here, takes, and you're gonna lose. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna take f2 and like checkmate you here. So it's pretty nasty stuff with knight to d3, right? So this is what we want to do. We want to play d5, give that pawn another one for even more rapid development. Knight d4, bishop f5, pouring in with the pressure here, here, and here. Then we make that maneuver, knight d7, knight e5. So it's pretty fun, and we're taking advantage of, even though we're a pawn down and then 2 pawns down, the awkward placement of our opponent's pieces. Knight takes d5 is another option. We could take e4 here to make sure we're only down 1 pawn, and like the knights hit a little bit. Like we would trade on b6. We could use that maneuvery. I've played like this before. I've also played with knight takes d5, just staying 2 pawns down, knight d4. I will say this trade is a little beneficial for white because they can try to play something like c3. I think not at this moment. Yeah, not at this moment because this knight gets hit. This is not a fun trade for white. Otherwise, like any knight move and they get trapped exactly as they did in the game. I never even finished what happened in the game. But what happened in the game here, bishop f5. Okay, they moved the knight. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Bishop takes c2. Their queen is immediately trapped. Yeah, you can't play that fast when you don't know the opening, especially against the power of the Gas Gambit. Yeah, I mean, the more standard options for white here. So knight takes c6. Let's talk about that first. So it resembles like a Stafford capture of sorts, right? Let me just make sure I'm not going to miss the next round. Okay. Please add emote only mode. Backslash emote only. Okay. So d takes c6. It looks like a Stafford, right? So the Stafford coming out of this opening, knight to f6, with the Petrov, this position, which, I mean, pretty much almost every time your next move is bishop to c5 anyway. So having it first presents us with the additional option a lot of the time to play this with a move like f5, and then follow that with knight to f6, not blocking the pawn. And then with that trade, you have more files with which to work. And of course, we have all the same fun ideas in the Stafford of just going after f2, using the fact that d takes c6 opened the defense of this knight so that it can't be captured by the queen. So we have this square. Also, d4 is not an option because we opened the queen so that we control that square. Now, when we hit f2, like we have this. And it's all because the knight's not here, right? If the knight were here, remember, it traded itself over there via here. If the knight were here, they'd have d4 first of all. We couldn't go queen h4. They'd have h2 defended, but none of those things are true here. We're attacking h2, and then here we can just take f2 with all those threats. So, you know, all those fun stuff is still possible. And, like, let's say they take that away here, like the knight g4 option. Something we can do instead is go with f5 now. And then with, like, say, all this open, knight to f6, castles, we bring the rooks here. We can still have, like, a ton of fun in these positions. Otherwise, knight to f3 is another option to dodge this trade, right? So you don't want to give me the powerful d takes c6 capture. Now you bring the knight back to f3, you're reintroducing d4 as a threat. So what we do here is we play with d5, takes, right? So again, they don't have d4. We now control it 3 times. Knight to c3, hitting the queen. Still, they won't have d4, because if they do it here, we can actually just take it, and we won't be down any material whatsoever. So, you know, they should play something like bishop e2, bishop g4, and still if they play like d4, we can castle actually now with the pin. A lot of pressure here, and something we can start to look for is this reroute of bishop to d6, trying to attack h2 like this. And then if they play like h3, we can look at sacrificing the bishop right there. Otherwise, try to force g3. Okay, now we have lots of fun attacking ideas, f5, f4, pressure here. So, you know, we have fun regardless in the Bush Gas Gambit. There's no way they can play to not hand us an initiative, really, whatsoever. And that's why I played Untitled Tuesday. Subscribe. Check out the original Bush Gas video for full repertoire breakdown. We are still waiting for the next round. I don't need it. I can go emote only off. What's up, Sarub? Ori? Laker G? Please make the board shorter. We've got, so when I go into focus mode here, should be well sized. That's how I will play. What's up, playing chess? New 32. There you go. See, we're ready for that. We are ready for that. We're double streaming right now. If you want the phone-sized option, go to YouTube. If you want the computer-sized option, go to Twitch. Garub with the subscription. Do Kanabar following. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, what happened was I late joined the arena by like 10 seconds, so I didn't get paired in round 1. So I started with 0 out of 1. And then I had a very short round 2 game. Maybe one of the shortest, maybe one of my shorter games until Tuesday ever. We see here at the top of the arena, Magnus with 2 out of 2, Hans on 2 out of 2, Andrew Tang on 2 out of 2. Another thing I want to do is, what are we at right now? 2669. I would love to get back over 2700. Be a super GM of chess.com blitz rating. So that'll be also our goal Untitled Tuesday here. That will also be our goal. Hikaru on 2 out of 2. Oh, here we go. Let's go. What do we got? A CM from Poland. Damian Slewicki. Good luck. Let's go. Oh, wait. There you go. Is our friend here? I hope they're here. I really like this dog picture. These little baby golden retrievers. Oh, come on. Come. Oh, I need to turn on. Oh, thank you, Kerbal Space Program Dev Love, for enabling emote only mode. Yeah, free win, but not exactly the way I wanted. I mean, I'd rather earn my wins. I think I also get rating, like if it bleeds, if the clock bleeds all the way out. This is crazy. So the first round of Title Tuesday, I didn't join by like 5-10 seconds. Like the clock had just turned 4 o'clock. So that's why, you know, I started with 0 out of 1, and I started the stream a little late. Second round of Title Tuesday, my opponent just blitzes out and just gets their queen trapped in the bush gas gambit in like 12 moves. Like, super quick. And then the third round is this. So quite the uninteresting start. I was going to say interesting, but I think uninteresting is more accurate. What's up, Rogue Ethan? Nico? Danish Gambit or King's Gambit? I would call this a Swiss Gambit. If I had to choose between those two, I would choose King's Gambit. Because it's close. I have a pretty low opinion of the Danish, honestly. Like, I have a high opinion if they're gonna like take, but like, why would you? And then just like try to defend or something. But all they need to know is just like play d5 at any moment. Like after taking once, twice, thrice, like literally just play d5. Like I need 3 seconds of your time to get you out of every problem you've ever had in the Danish. So, you know, that versus the Goring is a huge difference for me. I can explain what I mean after. Oh my god. They just made a move with 9.8 seconds? I wonder if they did that on purpose. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. It's actually really funny. It's actually really funny. The Pink Pony Club. I'ma keep on dancing. If I play knight f3, then there's bishop g... No, there's not bishop g4. Wow, wait, they just made a move with like no time. That's so funny. I actually don't really... Like, this is probably theory, and I just don't really know it. I don't know, I didn't want to get attacked. Can I attack here? Queen h4, just knight c6. 5. I'm glad they moved. It's kind of pretty funny. Alright, let's give the pawn. I don't know. Okay, let's just go here. Let's see what you got. Interesting. But what if I just kind of now try to win this? I don't know, because knight f5 I was just going to attack it one more time anyway. So now we're just a pawn ahead pretty cleanly. But okay, I mean, they've had a massive disadvantage in this game. Can I go here and still try for f5? I'll go here. I'll attack this. The Pink Pony Club. I'ma keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I don't know. I'm thinking about f5. I really am. I really am. I think, like, the better way to win is probably this. Because I don't really know what you do if you're... black there. Okay, let's do this. This is fun. Take, like, that. I think most solid would be probably with d4. I'll get this later, I think. Let's zigzag in here. bishop d1 now, looking at this. I think this should be quite effective. Yeah. Kind of a very interesting game. Oh, they flagged. I think I was winning here. I think I was winning kind of the whole way. I think rook h3, rook h8. But that was kind of a fun game. They only move with 9.8 seconds left. Let's have a look. Because I think right now they move their king. Then what I was thinking was rook h3, a2, bishop anywhere, and the rook just comes into h8. I don't think I had to give them counterplay at all and risk it. But my opponent played very well for having, like, no time. Let's turn off emote only mode. That was a fun game. That was actually a really fun game. I'm glad we played it. I'm glad we played it. Okay, let's have a look here. e4, c5, knight c3. So we have a closed Sicilian. What I'm actually looking for here with bishop c4 is this option. If they play bishop g7 really quickly. Now the main line here is with d4, and then looking with like queen takes d4, attacking the rook, knight to f6. And, okay, so it's like here in knight c6. There's some theory here. I'm trying to play e5. I didn't go for that. I mean, I could have. But bishop g7, if they play it, it's actually... I have this fun line, h4. And then, okay, I play h5 if they do anything else. And then, like, queen to f3, attacking this pawn. Knight to f6 impossible, because I would make that knight move, and f7 hangs at the other end. So then after e6, but then there's this fun gambit with d4. And it's all because the knight isn't here. So, like, takes knight b5, looking for bishop f4, looking at these squares. If the knight's on c6, it's awkward to play g6 and then knight c6, but they knew to do it. Because here, if the knight's ever on c6, it deals with f7 so well. It's just like knight d5, which defends f7 and then hits everything. So, it's just too good a move. And so it just takes away the queen f3 option altogether. And so then I just kind of have to go to just normal close Sicilian stuff. They play here d6, which isn't necessary. I think you can get away with playing e6 and then looking to play d5 in one go. The benefit to playing d6 first would only come from if you could play bishop to g4 and then follow that with like knight to d4, or like takes and follow it with knight to d4. That would be like an excellent combo. This serves as an excellent combo. Like a lot of pressure on f3, maybe forcing g takes f3 at some moment. Knight does really well here. Pressure c2, hard to drive it away. Bishop g4 is not an option though, because unprotected right there. And so what I would do is I would take f7 and knight to g5 check. Why is my mouse? Okay, knight to g5 check, and I just want a pawn there because the bishop's unprotected. It needs to be like protected first to come bishop to g4. And I have this route all the way into f7. So it's not an option for them, so they just go with e6. And they set up with the knight on e7 rather than on f6 because I've already played f4 and I want to play f5, right? So here I would have like the option to play f5 here and queen coming around to h4. Instead, they're going to set up as in the anti-f5 setup, as I call it, with the knight here on e7 instead, really trying to stop f5. And it weakens d6, but it would only weaken d6 if it were an open Sicilian. If I had played like d4, imagine like these pawns were off the board, then d6 would be weak and you would want the knight there. But in this situation, the knight is very well positioned on e7 and kind of really stopping me from playing f5 here. Even though I have this pin, what they could do is play like g takes f5 and then recapture by knight. Even though like this is still kind of gambitable, the king is actually safe here, never committed this way, and could maybe try to work on going the other way. In the game, okay, I just back up after a6. They're playing your knight to d4, which kind of like, I think, yeah, ruins their structure. They should probably just castle and play with d5 anyway, even though I backed the bishop up. And so it's not coming with tempo. Because knight d4, I like this trade. My bishop on b3. The only benefit to cd4 would have been if they had pressure on c2. Oh, I have the next game starting. Okay, I could talk more about that later. We're playing a 2940 IM. Great. We're 3-0 Entitled Tuesday, but this is a perfect opportunity to play the Gas Gambit. They play c3 right away, like they had Gas Gambit prep. Zhao Chen. C3 with knight takes e5 is so rare. Okay. Do you want this pawn? No, they didn't want queen a4 check. That's another line. Let's talk about that later. This is just completely equal. I think bishop d6 and en passant are both possible. I think bishop d6 might be a problem, actually, because this pawn might be hanging. I'm not totally sure. Okay, they go with knight takes. This is kind of pretty unambitious way to play. Bishop can come to b6 or d6, kind of pretty equivalent options. Let's go to d6 just because like this seems well defended and maybe there's some pressure this way. Once they castle. Wow, out of all the options to play against the Bush Gas Gambit, the 2940 IM played the most dead equal symmetrical one. I guess castles is the bishop on g5 annoying. No, you know what? I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. I'm going to play h6. I'll bring this knight to g6. That's my goal. Okay, so you see, they didn't actually want it anyway. Just kind of want to trade more stuff. They wanted trade and trade. I mean, to play with white, you got to be a little bit more ambitious, no? Okay. Not much happening here. I guess if I'm a little oblivious, they will go knight to b5 and then knight to c5. West Hollywood, I'ma keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm like pretty unimpressed, honestly. Where's the ambition? I'll just double. Alright, we gotta play faster, though. Got to play faster. I think this is a good idea. Train a4. We'll be fine. Just go knight takes. Maybe that was a little stupid. Now knight c5, kind of annoying. Alright, let's put our knight here. So the knight c5, I don't have to deal with this. Yeah, I wanted to fight for the e-line, but I want to trade this one now to attack me. Okay, I might have to do this. Defend it. Train this out a little bit. Dumb. Wait, how do I not lose? Oh, this is the only way. No, so dumb. Oh, okay, that also works. Ugh, just bad, I don't know. It was dead equal, and then I got into this problem of, like, how to protect this pawn. Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of, like, played just, like, a bunch of... They got me. They got me. Especially on the clock. It's valid. Just make okay moves really quickly. What happened here? D5. Take. So, yeah, e-d5 main line. Knight of 6. And then if they want this, they can. Because they have d4 well supported. But it's actually a fun position here because they can't move the bishop, as a lot of people don't realize. If they take c5, then I have this, and okay, I can have a lot of fun attacking this bishop, or pick up this pawn. Attacking the bishop, like, with the knight. In the game, they went with taking this one, and then d4. En passant, knight takes. It really... Okay, bishop would have been better there. Yeah, because I was never able to achieve anything this way anyway. I don't know how this could be possibly a mistake. So really just dead equal. Probably not a good use of my time. I think, yeah, bishop g4 would have been easier, because it causes some issue here. And then... they actually would have some trouble playing this way. They gotta go... They actually only have one way out of this, knight c4. I don't know how I missed bishop g4 as an option. In the game, just one here. Again, equal, equal, equal. This wasn't the best decision. Yeah, because I actually, if I just move this, I have c5 covered. Knight c5 was the only thing that could bother me. And so I can just keep playing like this. When I went here, now I gotta be careful. Bishop takes, knight c5 does get very annoying, attacking a lot of things. So knight takes, this was really the only way to go, holding this, but this is annoying. Okay, I'd have to go rook d8, so I still defend b7. Really shouldn't be a big problem. Although, yeah, I just... Okay, I'm a little bit worse here because now I have this pawn, and it's very well blockaded. Probably here missed an opportunity to... I didn't have to put it on d5. This was dumb. This was a big mistake. I mean, I'm a little bit worse here, but now I'm losing. Because I just wanted to keep this knight out of c5, but then I forgot, like, the bishop can join, and now I don't have the knight defended, and this is a big problem, so they take it, and take d5, and it's even worse than one pawn here. I don't really have a choice. These are all attacked, because there's this mate threat. Like, what can I do to stop that? g6, knight d4, just all kind of didn't work out. Now with these under attack, and okay, bishop e6 doesn't work at all. They have this. So okay, you know, they played well. They played well. They got me. They got me, and yeah, I think probably mismanaged my clock there a little bit as well. Probably mismanaged my clock a little bit as well. What's up? Signs of life. Well, yeah, I guess he didn't play for a draw. He knew he could get me on the clock. The H file is half invisible. Is that true? I guess it depends on the size of your phone. We can start looking at... I want to get back to maybe analyzing that other game. The one from earlier. Oh, I'm live right there. On my channel. What's up, race for the prize? Yeah, I want to keep having a look at this. Where were we in the analysis? Okay, so knight e2 played here, so I'm just a little bit better, because he takes d4. There's no benefit to that. Like, the pawns should be mobile together, unless you're opening this file on c2, but the bishop here is very nice. So, okay, we just have a nice little pleasant position. I don't really have f5. It's very well controlled, so it's hard to attack, but okay, I have this I can work on. With e5 here, okay, I mean, they just kind of blundered and let me take this, but even if they played here, knight to f5, something I can do here is try to win this pawn. Okay, let's say g4, knight e3, attacking the rook. Let's say I take it, and then just make sure d4 doesn't happen, right? So, like, something like c3 myself. Okay, then, I mean, I probably shouldn't have too much trouble picking this off. Then d4, right? Let's say queen b6, d4, and then, you know, this pawn is toast queen somehow. So, yeah, d5, e5 is a nice little trade-off. French structures, when you've fianchettoed the bishop, like, this should be the best bishop in the French structure. It should be there. It should not be here. It's just chewing on nothing. So that pawn should be toast. If you defend it normally, I'm just going to kind of play queen f2 and grab it. h5, yeah, it just allowed me to grab this, and so we're doing quite well here. I ended up choosing a pretty ambitious way to look for winning this game, which is f5, which wasn't the best. Engine wanted me to kind of play h3, look for g4 at some moment, you know, open the file, keep it under control. I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense, because then king g2, I can use either the h-file or the f-file, or both, with the pawn support. I ended up kind of just, like, gambiting this pawn, Okay, G takes isn't an option because of the H5 pawn. Knight takes. I can't really grab this. D4, but now I'm not really up a pawn anymore. But what I do have is this open now, so I can start looking. Okay, but they, I mean, I actually lost my advantage completely. They actually kind of start playing A4 to try to trap my bishop, but they actually, maybe, now we've got some serious threats here cooking. They should have played A3, really undermining the structure, and then crashing through really quickly before I can kind of play bishop F6 and bring the rook across the third rank. But this was a little slower, so they're grabbing A2, B2. It's just like one move slower, because now, okay, we're going, bishop takes H5 first was even better. I go for this. Take, now, okay, again, I should have taken H5. Ah, because what they could have done is pinned me. But okay, I play like rook G1, now I threaten this. Now queen C1. Now I come across, but now the queen can come maybe to H6. Okay, tough defensive resources to find. They ended up just eating these pawns, but now, okay, I'm just winning here. Oh, I got a brilliant. A3 they played, yeah, I mean G takes, and then I could just go here, and with the bishop pinned, I win. Otherwise, like, I think my main idea, oh, pawn takes even better. Well, pawn takes, yeah, it's clear. The queen should have a route into G7 in these cases. And hard for the king, it will take you several moves to get out of there to freedom. In the game, they played A3. I just took G7 myself, check, and it should be pretty inevitable with the rook coming across to H8. Just bishop move somewhere. Just in time. Just in the nick of time. So we got them, even though they played very well for running their clock all the way down to 10 seconds. Fun game there. Okay. How are we doing in Title Tuesday? I think I'm on... Oh, okay, this is the break, right? This is the break. It's after round 4? Yeah, wait. I now have 2 out of 4, I guess. I have 2 out of 3, but I missed the first round. Hey, well, I bet you can't remember my name. I see your name. It's 6R8. Unless you've told me your real name before. Kundi Patel, subscribed on YouTube. New 32. Garov. Appreciate all you guys for subbing here on YouTube to the Gambit Man. Oil up. Is that a reference to the Stanley Cup Finals? Is it... Oh no, Florida won again, right? Is it 2-1? Yeah, it's 2-1. Hockey, it's very hard to have, like, a dynasty. Because, like, really anything can happen. It's really hard to, like, keep making the Stanley Cup Finals year after year. So to have a rematch, Panthers, Oilers, really cool. I mean, Florida in particular just keeps winning and winning and winning year after year. It's very impressive. I'm really rooting for Edmonton, though. I always got to root for the Canadian team at this point. In the NHL, it has been... We're coming up on like 30 plus years since a team in Canada has won, which is just a ridiculous streak. Even though it's like Canadian players winning for American teams down south. But gotta represent the motherland. So yeah, oil up. I don't know if that's what Edmonton Oilers fans say, but it would seem a little weird, actually. Okay. It's the internet. What can I say? I'm always amused by the comments. Chat never fails to be entertaining. Hoping for a Von Papil, yeah? Yeah. I will be white next round. Okay, we're at 2671. I do want to get back over 27. I would like to get back over 27. A super GM of chess.com Blitz. It is Title Tuesday, yes, Sloth. It is. As I recall, maybe it was Daylight Savings Time, actually. I don't know. But as I recall, Title Tuesday used to be an hour later. Now it starts at 4 o'clock Eastern. And a long break here after round 4. we've gotten a couple weird bush gas gambits and a couple weird games in general. But if we go on a nice run here, we can still have an opportunity to play some pretty big dogs. Watching from Namibia, I've heard of it. Nice. Wow, we've got fans all over the world. I love that. I love that. Welcome. As you guys know, I broke my ankle. I had surgery a week ago today. I still get my workouts in by just hopping around and crutching around. It's incredibly exhausting. Yeah, today I went 5 blocks back and forth all by myself to get my hair cut. Now we have 2 or 3 weeks before we have to do that again. Okay, next round. Round 5, Titled Tuesday, a CM from... That's probably Russia, if it's blue like that. Click here to see our stance on the war in Ukraine. Let's go. Fun line. Whoa. I don't know that move. But they did, because they played it immediately. Okay, bishop's under attack. I can't take the knight, because c takes my knight. Well. It's actually kind of interesting. Takes b4. Or even b4 right now? What's happening there? Because queen b4, knight d5. Queen b5, I have knight c7. b4, cb4. I mean, I think the most logical thing to do here... Well, actually... No, we should probably just back up. Here even. Ah, here's fine. Okay, wasted way too much time. Let's play fast. I like this stuff. I just didn't want to play it against prep, you know? Takes b4. Oh, okay, we'll check it out after. But right now, I just kind of want to take it. 82, c3. I'm just scared of playing it against prep. Oh, they take it themselves. Okay. Probably going to fianchetto this way now. It's a lot of effort to get the bishop out this. Unless I... No, maybe not. Okay, let's castle. Oh, what? Take. You can never tell if someone's just, like, moving around or just... Like, maybe I give my opponents too much credit. A3, B4 is interesting, actually. So it's like rookie 1, knight d5, honestly. It's spicy. Really good work. Takes. Really good work. I'm not sure that helps. No, it doesn't help. Well, you could just ignore me. Okay, let's play with this. Uh-huh. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're just firing things out there. Let's go here. Oh. Oh. Can't go over gauge 5. I will check you. Here, check. Take. Don't worry, I don't want to draw either. Oh! Mm. Everything was right, but it just took so long to do it. I just needed to like make decent moves just quicker. 3-1 is so different than 3-2. 1 second increment is not a lot of increment. Still winning. Everything here is winning. If I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even see the queen trade. I think I just need to keep queens on here. Like something like this. Takes. Oh man, now e5. That's nasty actually. D takes e6 to win the queen. It's frustrating. My opponent was not good. Like I hung up a clean ruck. And then I hung it. And then I feel like I won this game so many different times. Like I won this game like several times. Here I flagged. I mean, okay, it's just need to go h7. Then here they're literally stuck. They're stuck. They can't do anything. I could just move around a bunch of times to gain clock, and then eventually play out like f4, bring my king up, try to play rook g8 when I get the king all the way there. Ugh, dumb. All right. Oh well. Yeah, I waste a lot of time. I waste a lot of time. Did I bang the table? No, I didn't want to do that like Magnus did. I banged my own lap. Don't worry, it was the right leg that I banged. Just okay, what I need to know for next time. Is it a good move? Well, oh, they have takes. So if I do it in this order, okay, it's playable as a gambit. Takes here. If they take, I win the queen. So then like here. Oh, this is fun. What's up here? I guess. Wow, what a threat! It's like if they go here, I think I win with like here and like winning the queen. It's actually really funny. You're threatening. Yeah, you're threatening that. That's actually, wow. That's something. Okay, I'm doing that next time. But otherwise, it's not even a good move. Like any bishop c4, bishop d3, a4, these are all good moves. Just don't blunder the piece. No, this position was so good. Okay, come on. Come on, William. We're better than this. A Magnus table bang would have gone hard. Would have been iconic. Was knight d5 after queen a5 possible? Not immediately. Because knight takes b5 could have been played. So like that's what I was saying. I would have had to trade first and then knight d5 so that queen takes. Queen takes, I can go knight c7 check, forking the queen. But you still don't want to do it like that because e6 is pretty nasty, taking here and here then. So that's why you play b4 first, driving the queen onto an awkward square where it hits with tempo. That's actually, like, that was a really nice idea. Count needs attention. I don't think it does. Here, b4. This is like, oh. Okay, next round, Tail Tuesday. FM from, oh, what country is that? I don't know. Lithuania. I like that flag. Yellow, green, and red. How many flags have 3 stripes like that where none of them is white or black? Let's play here c5. I like that. Okay, it's in English now. Okay, now it's a Maroczy. If they want to play e4. Okay, wait, I know how to play the Maroczy. Let's go. I do know how to play this. Let's drag the queen out. I guess they also know how to play it. Typically they go bishop e3 so that they have... This is a line, this is a line. Play a5? b3, I have knight e4. I guess what they want is an immediate knight d5, right? Yeah, we're not going to spend too much time here. What we're going to do is either a5 or knight d7. Let's go with a5. Okay, and now a4. So now queen a5 looks nice. They got the bishop there before I got in knight d7. So, but okay. I mean, I'm actually totally fine to trade dark square bishops, I think. Potentially they want to play a 4 in one go and maybe try to attack a little bit. But okay, I'm going to play queen a5. Knight's going to come to one of these squares. d5. What are we going to do? It's maybe an e6 situation. Yeah, why not? If check, I come back. I think at a high level, what I could do, if we can pull this off, is knight c5, and then even e5, knight e6, knight d4. That I did not expect. I have to en passant, or else there's just no point to what I did. Queen d4 v5, so I'm not losing the rook. Okay, we're attacking b3. Do I want... Well, what I don't want is, like, just to get driven away with b4 without a home. That's why I want this. So queen c2, do I want to trade and go queen b6, attacking b3 then? Knight d5, queen takes b3, take, knight takes e7. It's a very playable endgame, but we could try for something a little... the other option would be take, knight, take e5, right? I'll give that a shot. It's pretty ambitious. I'm not sure if it's the best idea in the world, but it's interesting to me. So b4 is what they want to do anyway, but now they're just encouraging a good idea. Okay, here, but knight b5 becomes annoying, right? So I need to really just kind of defend that a little bit. Let's go. Well, queen b6 now makes sense. Knight b5, rook d8. Otherwise, knight d5, I take it. So knight b5 makes no sense. Pressuring here. Knight b5, rook d8 I can play. I need to make this maneuver ASAP because this is uncomfortable to defend. But okay, I have some interesting ideas. Pressure e4. f5 is an option now. I don't, like, this isn't the only thing I can do. If they want to play b4, I mean, it's just encouraging my idea. So f5 take... okay. I think I should go with f5, honestly. This is spicy. Knight e6 was possible, but... trickier. I want to recapture, and then I want to put the knight on e4. Like, if I can attack the queen and make a threat, that would be very cool. Do I want to play h5? Maybe. The knight on e4 sits nicely. This is uncomfortable for them, yeah. Now... not totally sure what to do. Do they? No, they don't. Let's get off of this. Let's get off of this, though. But they don't have this. Take. Okay, let's bring our knight e6, e4. I like it. Gotta move their bishop to defend that. Then I'd like to attack here. Oh. What's happening? Takes. Can I just move? Thought I could. Not sure what's going on. I think I'm okay. How do I dodge? Queen f4, I just go king h7, right? Here. I can't get mated on h8. That would be bad. So let's go here then, so that I can move my queen. Oh, well, I could have done that last turn. Gotta take it. I don't know. Oh, that's smart. No, this was lost. Damn. This was stupid. I just need to, like, do something. I can't take it now. I shouldn't have taken this and given them this pawn. I mean, if I just take h4 here, or queen f6, or anything like that. No, but they played very well. Ah, damn. Okay. What happened here? We're attacking the queen. A5, A4. Okay, so they're a little bit better out of the opening here, but I think now with the weakness on B3, this is nice. Everything I did, actually, was play. I think I've played all the best moves to this point, so their advantage is not large. And this idea of E5 is pretty interesting. So, like, this is a big weakness, of course. I can't defend it with a pawn, but it's never going to advance, so it's a backward pawn forever. But if I can get the knight to D4 especially, then it's a great outpost for the knight. And, right, they can't use the D file to attack. And so with the dark square bishops off the board, this is an interesting idea for a maneuver. So queen B6 and rook D8 defends D6. H4, F5. Didn't like my idea. What did I do wrong here? It wanted me to just kind of give this and go queen B4 to pressure. Okay. I actually didn't realize this position was bad for me. This was very smart of them. B4 and C5 was a great idea. It's actually their only way to be better. Everything else in there not better at all, because the knight comes into E4, or it comes into like E6 and F4. My position is kind of quite nice. But they went here and C5, which undermines this, right? So takes, check, H6. And yeah, again, I think this is their only option because check leads nowhere for them. If they capture, then I take this with the knight not defended. So, trade, take. Apparently, the position was just kind of worse than I thought. Just going there just so I can move. That was bad. Should have taken this, though. Okay. Oh, just had a tough position the whole time. Justin Sarkar. I know him. Played him at the Marshall a few times. And at some other tournaments. I am with, I think, several GM norms. But unfortunately hasn't yet to cross 2,500. Strong guy. Been around for a long time in the chess scene, especially in New York. Okay, let's go take D4. And let's attack it. So something we might look for. Okay, let's keep this pinned. He can reroute my bishop to B3, it's fine. Getting bishop B7. Because the bishop's going to get attacked regardless. Oh, bishop D3 was an option. Just coming back and trying to play C3 and D takes. Something I want to look for here, though. Okay, let's play this with the solid F3. I think F3. Now queen E1, I have that open. Kind of a weird way, but I have it open. It's interesting. It's a little potentially dangerous. If I, for example, if I strike with F4 right now, I don't know for certain that black is going to get away with that. I could just ignore this and play around at queen E1, let's say an 87, queen H4. Play F4 at a later date. What's happening on F4 right now, though? I'll play with queen E1. F4 right now was compelling, but another idea I like is even A4. A4 castles, take on A8. Coming out queen B4. Okay, but we'll stick with this. Queen H4. Bring the bishop out. Look for F4 at some point. Thing is, if I ignore this, though, A5, A4 comes, right? Bishop g5, f6, then bishop h6 I could play. Let's come out bishop h6 right away. Yeah, I like that. Bishop g5, yeah, there's just f6. But I want... Yeah, I gotta get this in at some point. Because they're not going to take me just for fun. They're not going to take me just for fun. So I need to make my own luck here. I have to trade queens. If I come back bishop to g5, are they losing material? 83? Or f6? Take. 6. I'm going to go with this, bishop b4 and a4. I think we've got some interesting ideas when I put that all together. This pin and such, right? Like knight e7, I wanted this. Knight e3, I think take knight c3. This is pinned now, because I got f6 to be played. So I think it's interesting. Where else do you go? Yeah, I want a4. I want a4 and to use that a line. Maybe rook f takes d8 for that reason. It's hard to say. f4, there's no reason I need to help this. I mean, it's hard to say what's going on. I could do it, especially with the pin now, but maybe I don't really achieve much. c3 is another option. I'm trying to go d takes c3 and knight takes c3, right? c3 is another option for sure. Maybe not the cleanest. d6, c3. There. Does that not just lose? Or are they going to give an exchange? Knight 83. Take d8. Take f1. Are they going to give the exchange? Yeah, they do. Okay. Let's go to c1. No, you know what? Let's just go to e1. Let's just be normal. c3 next. c3. a4. Come here. It's awkward, but it's okay. Breathe at least here. Oh, you ran out of time. Interesting game. Interesting game. Let's have a look. Okay. Thank you, Kerbal Space. Also, resub with Prime for 14 months. Appreciate it. Saksham Sharma with the subscription on YouTube. Shout out to you. Okay. Let's check out this game. This was an interesting sort of structure. I play area g6. I mean, you can set up kind of any way you want against this. But my basic idea is like c takes d4. You know, unless you take on b5, which is another line. But c takes d4, I play knight to e2. I'll attack this pawn, then I'll try to play c3. And then, you know, d takes c3 will happen, so that'll get my bishop and queen out that way. Also f4 is an idea. But c takes d4 generally is like a little bit of an unpleasant capture for black, and so that's kind of what I'm working with. So they defend it. a6. I go with like another idea here. I play d3, because my bishop could have rerouted directly to d3. But yeah, I think d5 happens in one go. But otherwise, like, if they play d6, okay, this... Then forcing d takes c3 to help my bishop out. And here, I could play like this. In the game, bishop a4. Okay, we just protect e4. We just protect e4 again. So then the bishop is kind of just not really gnawing on what it wants to do. Like, this would be very nice for black, of course. And then the d4 pawn will be very strong, easily defended. And then this could get attacked, especially with a5, a4. But in the game, okay, f3, e5. Okay, I did have the immediate f4 strike. I don't know, yeah, it should have just felt this on vibes. Just opening this stuff up. Rook and the bishop could coordinate. So I guess here, in 87, f takes e5, bishop takes e5. I didn't really know what was happening. It's just saying like knight g3, if castles, bishop h6. And it's just fun stuff. It's just kind of fun stuff here. Okay, just keep adding pressure in this general direction. With pressure on f7 now that I made the rook move. Okay, in the game, queen e1. I didn't play f4 right away. I just brought the queen around to h4. Yeah, it wanted here a4. As soon as like the queen was actually... can operate in both directions as a result of this nice little pyramid that she's behind. So there's no b4, and then I can like take it. I can trade on a8. My queen come to b4, attack b5, e7. That's what I was thinking of. Of course, it's more compelling to bring the queen where the king is. Go here with bishop h6. I thought bishop h6 and trading the dark square bishops would make f4 more compelling. Then with like the f-file open at some point, queen f6, or like the d4 pawn would hang without this bishop. Engine didn't love my idea to go bishop h6. Knight f5 was a really strange move. Interesting. So we trade. Right? It forced my queen to be traded because it was all attacked. Now if I take, knight takes, and they're okay. Otherwise, though, but like the knight can jump into e3. Right? This is what they wanted more than anything. d4 without this being pinned. The pawn is not on f6. So this would not have been good. That's what they were going for, I think, above all else. But I hear I have the knight move bishop g5 after f6, then dodging it. Okay, next game starting, though. American NM. Another Bush Gas Gambit. Another Bush Gas Gambit entitled Tuesday. Let's go. We already got him thinking. Take my pawn. It's like +3. We'll take your pawn. Oh, okay. That is actually the best move. I can't take it because this becomes a problem. So we have to play here d5. Best move. I don't know. It's up there. That is not a good move. Probably should have taken this. Now I can take here. I think I might just be ahead of pawn. I'm ahead 2 pawns right now. I'm just up. I don't think there's a lot of nuance to it. I just castled, and this is just a very solid extra pawn. Nice. Okay. Love it. What do we got now? Maybe just like bishop b6, nice little solid move here. So any knight moves, this could hang. And I put on the table like c5. Knight moves and then lady c4. Okay, so this makes sense. F5 seems fun, actually. Alright, let's just bring our pieces out here. Knight c6. I could have done it last turn even. This was defended, but there's some like f3. Then if the knight moves, then takes, hits my queen. I don't even think they even had that. But, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I wasted a move. This was fine also. I don't think that's a good move. I think c5. Okay, let me maybe do that next turn. Let's bring our queen to h4. Kind of like that. f3, knight moves. Maybe bishop a6, then queen h4. That way we can start looking at f2. I can also start looking at f2 right now. Like take bishop a6. I guess they have knight f3. I don't know. Let's stop wasting time. Maybe I had something compelling there. But it took me too long to figure it out. I'm a changed man. Let's go queen takes. Rook e1, we'll trade. Queen d2, queen e2. Oh, well, I actually have to be very careful. Queen e2, there's rook e1, and I will lose. So let's do literally anything else. G5, queen g6 is... Or, I mean, I also, like, I still have that tension. Okay, queen d3, maybe? Again, queen g5, but then I will take it. So can we go here, rook e2, or do they have a lot of pressure on c7? Let's give it a shot. No, let's go here. Where'd the time go? Totally unnecessary, but interesting. Do I want that trade? I don't know if it was the best idea. Probably could have just won this up a clean pawn, but we did this. No. You're killing me. I just can't get 3-1 in my head. Like it's just so... I play 3-0 or I play 3-2. And 3-1 is just not enough increment. What's happening here at the end? It's just up a very clean pawn, like this whole game. I made it complicated for no reason. This is even very nice, though. It's +2. This was probably not necessary. Just guard c6, right? Just guard c6. I don't... Because c6 falls, d5 falls. And here, like, okay, I have all these nice targets around here. It should actually be very easy. Should actually be very, very easy. I don't know what you do here. Let's say takes. It should be 4, and this, I think I can checkmate you. Yeah, you're already checkmated. Oops. Well, not that, but taking here and mating. So... Because my initial instinct was like bishop g6, like just to come back, but then I'm like, wait, I lose the bishop there. I was just gonna come here and just eat these, but... Okay. Oh, man. I'm killing myself. What is up, everybody? Okay. Ooh, I'm tired. Okay. What is this? Low time alerts. Haha. Thank you for sending. Low time alerts. Chrome extension. Has not been reviewed. Do I need to configure this? Or will it just go? Okay, look at this. So 30 seconds it's going to beep, 10 seconds it's going to beep, and 5 seconds it's going to count down using voice numbers out loud. You guys ready for this? Why checkmate? Good question. So if I played like rook here, takes is what I was talking about. Queen takes b6 actually did cover g1, so I can't just mate them quite like this. I was thinking like rook g1 and rook g2, but the king wouldn't have that square. But here they can take on g1. The best option to mate would be like with this rook. You know, I think we go like check, check, right? Now we drag the king here. Now when we come this way, we're threatening both rook h1 and rook b1. So you can't stop them both unless like you come this way. But then it's actually not so obvious. Here, now we're threatening rook d1 just because of the pin. If they give this check, now we're threatening rook b1. It's just hard to block. Like, you can't get your bishop around this way. And then, okay, if you block with the queen, you lose it. I mean, the engine's just recommending, like, here and here. So, it's losing. Interesting. But, okay, I mean, I think there's, like, less complex ways to win. Such as, like, rook e2 to prepare bishop e4. And then lots of pressure on g3 in this way. If you provoke g3, then you can come back around h1 with that controlled. But, okay, I mean, I could have just been up a solid pawn instead of playing like this. Okay. We're several rounds into Tail Tuesday. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. Next round should start very shortly. Round 8. Give me one sec. Pony Club. Keep on dancing. 3 plus 1 stresses me out. I gotta get used to it. Hikaru is leading Title Tuesday right now, 7.5 out of 8. Magnus at 7. And there's an IM also hanging around at 7, this guy. From Iran. Arash Tabaz. Very impressive. Oh yeah, I forgot. After round 4 and round 8, yeah, there is a big break. There is a big break in the action. Yeah, Hans is here. Hans is here at 6.5 out of 8. He is back on chess.com after a roller coaster of off and on, and I don't know. But GM Hans on Twitch. I see him here. Do I ever plan to make a chessable course? I mean, maybe. It's not a top priority. A lot of people ask me about it, though. But what I would say is, like, I have nothing new to put there. I have nothing new to put there. Given that everything I've put is on YouTube. It's not like I've been holding back. Like, I make full repertoire videos of all my gambits. So, like, I could. I think it's, like, definitely an option for me one day. Maybe soon. It's not like I have so much to do sitting here with my broken foot. Other than, like, my job. Title Tuesday's not over. Title Tuesday's 11 rounds. We've played 8. I like your style, just not the opening. The opening's part of the style. I mean, I get people like the chessable format, and, like, you know, it's got the move trainer there for you. I totally get it. If I did make it, I would keep it pretty cheap, because, you know, that's not why I do what I do. I do what I do because I want to, you know, contribute to chess theory knowledge as a whole. Oh, not just the opening. I got you. Love it. Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes, like, the gambits get declined, or I don't get to play them, and, you know, we just have kind of normal positions. I mean, that actually would probably happen the majority of the time, even. Sometimes. And so it's about being able to generate an attack kind of from anything. Of course, against, like, very strong titled opposition, it's difficult to do. FM equals former master? That's not even as bad as what I've heard. FM equals fake master. We're playing German FIDE. Fake master. Or former master. I'm the former master, they're the fake master, or vice versa. Alipin Gambit, let's go against the French. Oh yeah. Gambit glasses on. This is one of my faves. F5 is something. Now, why would you do that? Well, okay, the thing is, they can still go with queen to h4, right? It's kind of interesting. They can still go with queen to h4, check to recapture. So, I'll go with knight t2 anyway. Yeah, my knight should come to d2, because I don't want to get pinned. So I have c3 now. Okay, now I will take it. Should I just focus on winning this pawn? Should I come bishop c4? I have g4, g5, which is also compelling. Just a long castle. The e2 and knight g3. Okay. I think what we're gonna do here because there's a lot of things I could do. We're going to start out with just queen e2, so there's no knight d5 or anything. And we're going to work on long castling. Something I want to do next is like g4 and g5. Because there were a lot of things like, okay, I could have played bishop g2, could have played bishop c4 and h3, castles, brought the rooks to the e and f. Queen d5 very ambitious, so they're looking at a2. I could play it with c4 here. I could still play g4. Is there any reason why not? I actually like that. I don't see a reason why not. Bishop g2 and g5. Just not going to hang a2, right? So let's here play like a solid move like c3. Well, okay, castles. Let's say they take d4. Okay, wait, let's just play g5 right now while I can. Take d4, take, and now we win a piece. So they gotta move that. Okay, I do have c4 now as an option. Bishop g2, trade d4. Yeah, I mean, c4 looks pretty compelling, but queen a5 maybe is annoying. G2. No, I mean, I think this is good. c4. Okay, knight takes d4, I have cd5. So then just bishop to g2. I wanted to recapture with the bishop, actually. Because then it could give me set up queen h5 check, controlling g6. Still, there's pressure on a2, which makes long castles a little tricky. Not that they're so close to castling. Alright, we're about to get this pawn back. So they're going to take d2. No, but they don't really have that. Take d2, bishop d2 hits the queen. Bishop's doing a great job just defending a lot of dudes. It hits the queen, so there's no time for knight takes d4. Now queen h5 is set up very nicely. Let's say castles, queen h5. Hits h7, g6. Take king h8. Do I have another dude there to finish the job? Maybe not. Maybe not. Castles, what would I do? It has no threat, but I just want to move the rook. So it takes. Okay. This is what I wanted. Take it. Take bishop c3, right? I mean, I could not take it, and then just try to play like this. No, I should take it. Take. I need to get a rook here. Once we trade. Ah. Go queen e8. Is that a good idea? Because now. Maybe I'm just going to castle the other way. Look at here. This. I wanted that rook tied down. No. Ooh. Let's go rook d8 real quick. Let's watch the clock. There we go. Keep him tied down. We got him. stuck. They're stuck. We did it. Whew. We did it. Oh, the mic seemed low. Sorry. Yeah, I gotta keep it close to my mouth. Wow, what a wild ride in the Alipin Gambit there. My opponent did something very interesting here. It's not common. I'll talk about like the main options, e takes f3 and knight f6 for a second after this. But okay, they play here with f5. It's a little deceiving because it's like, oh, of course I want to make them do that, and then bishop c4 and attack here and here. But with f5, they still have queen to h4 check as an option. It's nothing to do with this pawn here. It just has to do with the fact that like this is an annoying pattern that the queen can do to you. So not a good option right now. So I need something like knight d2. Bishop b4, I have c3, right? So that's why I didn't put the knight on c3 directly. Pressuring e4. It's only now after knight to f6, now I make them their pawns do that. And queen to e2, okay. Engine wanted c3, just guarding this solidly, then queen c2. And then, you know, attack e4 that way, and probably castle long. That was their favorite option by a lot. Queen e2, queen d5 actually was a very good move. So it defends e4 and pressures a2, so it stops me from doing what I want. And if I do just go c4, like it comes here, and then potentially even more annoying, because it's still stopping me from castling. And now I can't really interrupt that pin, and bishop can come to b4 and, you know, add more issues. Or knight can come to b4 and has some targets. So I can't do that quite yet. I play this move g4, and there's one good move they had here was e5. e5, which I guess was another main idea of queen d5, potentially. Playing e5. What's going on here? If e5 and I go g5, now they have this with the bishop opened up. So now they have lots of good ideas. In the game, though, yeah, e5 was their only good move. Knight c6, which makes a lot of sense, but I have here g5. So I don't have to deal with this right yet. I was able to make that knight move to an awkward square. And now after c4, which is actually the number one move, I don't know why it gave me a question mark, we are rolling, because I can drive the queen to a5, play bishop to g2, so I didn't have to deal with d4, and I got in what I wanted, which is the pawn to g5, bishop to g2, and I'm going to grab this pawn back pretty nicely. So this is looking good, and still hard for them to arrange long castles, so they focus on short castles. Yeah, I should have just played knight to f3. I thought it would like block the queen, maybe give them a target here and here, but it really just defends everything quite nicely, and probably sets up short castle. My king should be pretty safe here, and then we can really start to look to h7 without any repercussion. Instead, I played this bad move a3. Oh, they had a sick tactic here. So it's take, and rook f1. Sacrificing the knight, right? Sacrificing the knight so that they can trade here. Now the bishop no longer defends, so rook to f1 check. I mean, that's a sick tactic. Now the queen is hanging. And otherwise, king e2, okay, they can just trade queens and win. They gave the knight, but then they're just winning in this endgame net because they got the rook on the other end. That would be nasty. I mean, that's so hard to find. Takes, dragging the bishop away. Take, and rook f1. So they were actually threatening that in this position. a3 just does nothing to stop it. Okay, we both miss it. Trades here, queen b6, which is logical because they're attacking these two guys a lot of times. But now is when we strike. So queen h5, I'm looking here. If they played g6, I was going to sacrifice. And this is why I was saying, like, you need someone else. Like, I need to get a rook across or something, right? I think what I was going to do was bishop c3 and try to play d5. No. Best was, oh, just use this pawn. But then knight f6. Oh, and g7 and queen h8. Yeah, just the pawn and the queen get there. Either to h7 or to h8. Let me make sure I get paired for the next round. Okay. So, okay, interesting. In the game, so they play your rook f5 to keep the game going, but I have this nice idea to come queen e8 and tie them down on the 8th rank. The bishop can't move because they will lose the queen. And here I play bishop c3, which is very important, because or else king b1 and I will, like, have a lot of problems. But, so bishop c3, and, okay, we tied him down on 1. GG. Subscribe. Next game. Another French. No way. Another Alipin Gambit. Back to back. Back to back. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's French. He's French, and he's playing the French. Oh, that. What is his profile picture also? Okay. I wanted to talk about these lines anyway. Knight to f6, trying to, again, not give me my pleasant knight takes f3 capture. Now, what a lot of people here don't realize, even very, very strong players, is that the knight's not actually under attack, because if I take it, there is queen to h4 check, just recapturing the bishop. If you go queen to h4 right now, a lot of people make that blunder. g3, knight takes g3. The thing is, I will counterpin you. Yeah, almost everyone does that. I'll show more what I mean by it at the end. Okay, let's. This position is fun. If black makes the mistake of castling quickly, they can lose. Because the queen actually has the secret route to attack. Knight d5 is actually a very interesting move. It's a very interesting move. I could just trade on e7. I think that's actually probably the top option even. I do like this. Maybe just bishop d2. Let's go here. Let's just come back. I don't know. Stop wasting time. c5. Okay. We're going to have to work around that. Opponent is strong, but can we get him on f7? Knight g5, knight f6. I don't want to give them this in one go, right? Might have no choice. It's actually hard to find something to do. Alright. Yeah, I have to do this. It sucks. I had nothing to do to give the other pawn. The thing is, castles, this is what I was looking at. At least I think I have takes. King takes and knight g5 check. And queen h5 to follow. I have 6, I have rook f6. Ambitious. Alright, so I no longer will have knight g5 without the dark square bishop. D1. So without that resource, we'll see what we can do here. Threatening bishop h7. So they're probably playing with f5. Let's just make sure we're ready for that. But overall here, I mean, they've done a very, very good job. They've done a very... I have to commend them. Yeah, so f5. Okay, let's bring our rook this way now. So they cut me this way. I want to attack here. How do I get this? Where am I going? No, it wasn't working at all. I needed knight f7 first. Ugh. No, I messed this up. It's not working. Oh, what? Just finally getting something here. I want knight f7 first. Knight f7 right now. That was the move. Oh, wait, how did I miss this? Rook takes f7, and then I just take g6, and I'm here. Alright, knight f7, I'm winning. I missed that. What? I worked. That was what I was working towards. Huh. What happened there? That was a missed opportunity. They played really well here. Knight d5, one of the top moves. c5, another good move. Okay, pressure here. Yeah, okay, I can actually let this go. Owing to, oh, I can trade this knight, and now if I hit f7, there's no knight f6. So it becomes a little tricky to defend. The knight f6 was their main resource. Now, like, f-pawn moves. Okay, I have check. Controlling here. So, f5 they need. But then, there's some pressure here. That's actually good to know for next time. Okay, in the game, yeah, here they were just able to kind of castle without issue. What did I miss? How is this working? And just 84? What? Huh? Just here, and here, and here? Or just being like, there's no way... It's just like, there's nothing you can do about it? That's crazy. Sacrifice the bishop and then just play an 84. f6, and then we have check and knight sim. What? Here. The E, and then queen h4. Wow. So the bishop came back that way. Maybe I guess a little out of play. We started generating some stuff here. Yeah, this was a huge blunder. Because, okay, we're hitting e6 a number of times. I mean, you can't really blame him for this. But knight d5, queen moves. I had him. Oh my goodness, I so had him. It's so simple. It's just check. And now the queen no longer is a defender. And I just won an exchange. It's a completely winning endgame. This falls, everything falls. So, man. We check here. Yeah, we just win. So there's a fork. A discovered attack. I don't know what I was thinking with this. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh well, GG. The Pink Pony Club. Yes, the extension not working. I don't know. Can I turn it on right now? It's on. Huh. It should be doing stuff. Yeah, it has not been doing stuff. What's up, Trading Gambit? Williams games are fun to watch. I'm gambiting my sleep for some moves. It's funny. Love to see it. Yeah. Does he ever read chat? Yes, I do. What category have I won in chess boxing? Nothing official. I've had some matches, but I'm not like an official champion of anything. Chess Boxing World Championships are in late September. This is a national master from Venezuela? Yes. Alright, good luck. Let's get another Bush Gas. Yet another Bush Gas of Tailed Tuesday. Oh! King's Gambit. No, I am the Gambit man. You're going to take my pawns. That's a move. That's a move. I don't really... I think I have to take a 4. Yeah, because you cover e4, right? So that you're threatening to... Yeah, I have to take this. I think it's kind of the only move. Okay, they need knight f3 to not get checked. Do I just take it? Like, I could do this, but I don't really know what I'm doing if I do that. So let's just be normal. Knight c3, I think, kind of takes the fun out of this line. It's a good move. Okay, we're just going to play some normal stuff. I want to give another one. I don't know. I got the Gambit glasses on. Give me a Gambit. No. He says no. Okay. Tried to Danish my queen side there. So, weird sort of position. They're going to try to make some knight move. Take this. Logical. Okay, what to do? What to do? Do I want to get the knight there? Probably, right? Yeah. I can also do it whenever I want. You can play h3 to encourage me if you want to. So equal pawns. I have 2 here. They have 2 there. Bishop d3. So okay, because I can no longer do this. I get it. Knight b4 makes some sense. Knight b4. Bishop e4. 5 if I really want that light square bishop. If I really, really want it. I think I should just go to e3. Even on my own volition. e3, take, e4 is what they want. Okay, let's actually take that away. Let me play here, knight b4. I think I can get this bishop. Bishop c4, now I have bishop f5, which is annoying here. Bishop e4 is going to just play f5. And then I was going to trade for it wherever it lands. Otherwise, yeah. So, well, they had bishop b5. I was just going to come here, but... Okay. This seems kind of pleasant for me. You can come back there. Okay, now I can play knight e3. I also am in no rush. If I want to play something like queen f6 first. Well, they're going to play a3 and then knight d5, right? Alright, let's come... Yeah, this a3 knight d5 thing is kind of annoying. Okay, let's just come in knight e3. And just f takes e3. Just try to cause this problem. They do coordinate here a little bit, but I didn't see anything. Okay, you can play a3. I'm just coming back. I wanted something with this diagonal, but I never got that the way I wanted it to. What are you even doing? What am I going to do on queen g5? Queen d5? H5. Can I defend this enough times? Rook. I mean, yes. I have 94. But I didn't know. I didn't even do that. I had this defended. I didn't even count properly. Oh. Shoot. Tough day. Tough day at the office. I didn't need to do this so fast. It was better for me. This was a disaster of a move. Somehow. I don't know why. Oh, because it's d5 and bishop a4. And then I will lose something here. But this should be quite nice. And I did just have this. I have 7 defended enough times. I could have just taken this. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, and then I just have to recapture. I'm probably just down exchange here. I mean, it's okay if I just move my rook. But, or e2 is even very nice. I'm tired. Can I play the Polish? I actually don't know what that means. What does the Polish refer to? What's up, Orang? Wolfgang with the follow. Appreciate it. Saksham Sarma subscribed on YouTube. Yeah, the extension is not working. What's up, Mohammeddin? I've heard there is a strong Latvian playing chess boxing at 70+ kilograms. Yeah, I believe that. I would probably be competing at like in the low 60s kilograms. A 1b4. I've heard that as called the orangutan. But also the Polish. That's fun. To b5. Funny stuff. Quality of my play has been really decreases when I get tired. Okay, I think we have one more game until Tuesday. Yeah, what round number was that? Oh, that was round 11. We're done. Okay, I'm pretty tired now, but I appreciate you guys. I will go live again, and I'll be less tired, and I'll play better, and we'll play more fun gambits. But thanks for bearing with me in this Title Tuesday. Check out the link tree right here. Subscribe on YouTube. More Gambitful content. This is the full repertoire. Everything you need. You struggle against any opening, or you just want to play awesome gambits that your opponent has never seen before that are super tricky and actually good. Check it out. Join the Discord community. Stay up to date on everything. Awesome community there, sharing games and more. But yeah, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys soon here on YouTube.